Okay, this video is about installing Zabbix. You can do a lot of things with Zabbix, but this video is just about installing it because it's quite a big task actually. So I'm going to install version 4.2 and I'm going to install it from the distribution packages, because if you do it this way, I think you will retain a lot of control on it, which you'll want because Zabbix is quite a cool thing. So distribution packages. I'm going to put Debian, Ubuntu, Raspbian. Rightio, so there we go. First thing I'm going to need is a server. So I'm going to go to DigitalOcean. I'm going to create a new droplet. And I'm just going to use the cheapest droplet, an Ubuntu 18 I'm going to use. And I'm going to use, go right down here. Now, you can get away with using the cheapest droplet. I've been doing this for ages, and you can even monitor Zabbix server using Zabbix. So you'll know when $5 isn't enough. So if you want to monitor, say, less than 10 servers over a year, and you're not really pushing Zabbix that much, you'll get by with just that. Excellent. Let's move on. I'm going to put it in London today. I'm going to just name it Zabbix 2 because I've already got a Zabbix server. Excellent. So I'm just building the server now. I'm going to get an IP address and then I'll log into it, get the password, and then continue with the install. Okay, so I've got my IP address and my password. So I'm just going to set that up in PuTTY now. I'm going to call it Zabbix 2. I'm going to save that, and now I'm going to open it, and I'm going to log in, and the password. Okay, so changing password for root. So current password. Okay, enter new password. Okay, so I have now a server that I'm going to install Zabbix server on. Just going to increase the font so you can see it. Okay, so the steps will be, because I'm installing from packages, is to install the Zabbix server software, the middleware. I'm going to have to install a MySQL database, set up the MySQL scripts. I'm going to install the Zabbix front-end, which is a PHP application. And then we'll log in, and then we'll see what errors we have, and then fix one or two of those. And then later on in another video, I will give it a domain name, give it an SSL certificate, and set up a swap file for the server, which are all important things. So let's just start and get the middleware. Okay, so the first thing is to install using wget the release 4.2 for Ubuntu. There we go, that's done. dpkg Zabbix release 4.2.1 done. Now apt update. Rightio. Brilliant. Okay, so that's the server part. The next bit is installing MySQL. Okay, so install Zabbix Server MySQL. I've got lots of choices here. I can also use Postgres or SQLite, but I'm just going to go with MySQL because that's kind of been the one that they've been doing for all these years. It's probably the best maintained. All bugs are solved. Okay, so I'm just going to install the front end while I'm here. That's the PHP front end. Okay, yes. Now those requirements are installed. Now it's time to set up the MySQL database, and I'm just going to use just default passwords or simple passwords just for the benefit of this video. So what I'm going to do is MySQL uroot, and the password being Zabbix. Okay, excellent. Now we're going to create a database inside there using this create a database. Okay, and now we're going to grant all privileges. Ben Zabbix like so. Okay, so quit by. The next thing clear is to import the initial schema, which is using this command here, and then we enter that new password being Zabbix, enter. Seems to be taking a little while. Okay, done. Excellent. Getting a bit of sunlight there on my face, which I'll need to deal with. Okay, so that's done now, so let's just clear that. Now the next thing to do is edit the Zabbix server configuration file. So I'm going to use nano, sudo nano, etc. Zabbix server conf, and we need to go down and enter the database information. We'll find it. DB name equals Zabbix, which is correct. DB user equals Zabbix. The DB password will be Zabbix for the purpose of this video, and there's a DB host option somewhere which I've missed. Let's find DB host, DB password, DB schema, DB name, DB host. There it is, and it's just localhost. Okay, let's save that. Excellent. Now it's time to start the Zabbix server process or service. Let's see what it says. Okay, and then we want it to start at system boot as well, so we can do that. The next thing is to configure the front end. So let's just see what we've got now if we were to visit the IP address in a browser. Pretty sure we won't get anything. Actually, we get an Ubuntu default page if I type that IP address in. So I'm just going to type in Zabbix and see what we got right now. Not found. That's okay. Let's configure the front end now. So we need to go sudo nano etc Apache 2 conf enabled Zabbix conf. Here we go. And what we need to do is uncomment these PHP values here for time zone, and I'm setting my time zone for London. And if I go further down, I'll do this other one as well. I suspect it's only going to use the bottom value there, but it doesn't matter. So that is done. Control X. Yes. Save. All right. Apache. Let's just restart Apache 2 there. Okay. Now let's go and visit that IP address again. Refresh. And there we go. We got Zabbix 4.2. Excellent. Next step. Okay, I'm happy with all that. Everything says it's okay. It's all okay down the bottom right there. Next step. My database is MySQL, localhost, port, default, Zabbix user, and the password I did was just plain old Zabbix. Okay, so Zabbix server details, and this is, I'm going to call it Zabbix 2. Next step. Excellent. Next step. Install. You have successfully installed Zabbix frontend. Configuration file is there. Zabbix conf. Okay, excellent. I'm going to log in. The default is admin and Zabbix. Okay, that's Zabbix server installed. Now, let's see what problems. Server is running, which is yes, which is good because that doesn't happen sometimes. Number of users online. Okay, so that was installing Zabbix 4.2 from packages on Ubuntu 18 from DigitalOcean. There are still things to do, like I have to give it a domain name because I'm using an IP address up there, and I have to install an SSL certificate, and I've got to set up a swap file. And I'll do that in a later video. So anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share.